Revelation. But first I want to address what you said there. When he raised Lazarus, he prayed so they would know. But then he just said, Lazarus, come out. Because he is the resurrection, as he says in that chapter. Who raises the dead? God. Who raises the dead? In John, Jesus does. Well, let's go to Revelation 22.
Be careful. That's ugly. Did Peter raise anybody from the dead? Did Peter raise anybody from the dead?
Jesus.
Did he do it?
In the name of Jesus, yes.
So wait. I'm not done. Because Elijah raised somebody from the dead, not in the name of Jesus. Elijah raised somebody from the dead. So don't tell me in the name of Jesus as if that's the only way you could do it. If God gives somebody the power, they have the power. Matter of fact, when Paul healed that brother, you know what they did? They called Barnabas Jupiter, and they called him Mercury. You know why? Because y'all think that y'all belief that Jesus is God is something that Christians only believe. That was the Roman culture, that if you did a miracle, they attributed to Zeus, Mercury, Venus, however. So y'all accepting Jesus as God is your norm. Otherwise, in Acts the 14th chapter, when Paul healed that person, did they call him and Barnabas gods? Yes or no?
We got a problem. We're going to the pagans for our theology now.
That is your theology. That's your theology.
That's a problem.
That's your theology. That's your theology. So why you can't answer the question? Did they call them gods? Yes or no?
The pagans did, yes.
Did
the pagans? We don't trust them.
Why did they do that? Because they performed a miracle. And now miracles are all throughout the Bible. Moses did a miracle. Elijah did a miracle. Everybody did miracles. Y'all are pagan because everybody else says that God used them to do his miracles. You pagans come and say Jesus did it because he's the Most High God. Instead of listening when Christ said the works I do are from my Father. Everything he did was because the Father gave him the ability to do so. So you're pagan.
We got a problem because you said, John 11, he prayed to God to resurrect him. Yes. I had to correct you because he doesn't do that. He prays and then he resurrects him with his own power. Wait. That's what I was pointing out.
What were you correcting again?
John 11. When he resurrects Lazarus, he just says, Lazarus, come forth. He doesn't say, God, bring Lazarus forth. That's what I was correcting for you.
No, that's horrible. Because he said, you hear me always. You know why Yahweh Shah said, you hear me always?
Well, you read it.
Because he's always talking to him. This is just the first time that he was talking to him so everybody could hear. So now when he would normally do a miracle, he would say, Pop, let me get this miracle done. He would do it. He wouldn't say it out loud. This was the first time that before he did the miracle.
Can I read it?
Yes. I'm surprised you want to read scripture. Now you want to read scripture. I'm surprised.
Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but I said this on account of the people standing around me, that they may believe that you sent me. He doesn't pray for the miracle. He prays for the people around him so that they believe that the Father has sent him. The miracle just says, Lazarus, come out.
What?
That's it.
Why does he say, you hear me always?
Why does he say that? Because the Father hears us always. He's omniscient.
No, don't say no us. This ain't about us. This is about Yahweh Shah. Okay. Why does he say you hear me always?
Because he's omniscient. He can hear everything.
What?
He's omniscient. It's pretty obvious.
Your man's dying. He's dying right now. Why does Christ say you hear me always? There's only one answer.
Say it. Go ahead.
Because he's always talking to him. And when you say that Christ don't pray, that's a lie.
I didn't say that.
Oh, so then Christ does pray.
Of course Christ prays.
And he prays to himself, to the Most High, without the people knowing, right?
That's modalism, Patrick.
What modalism? Oh my God. When Christ prays, modalism is crazy work because Christ is not a modalist.
Right.
When Christ is praying to the Father, it's because they're two separate beings. So, but let's not get away from the point. When he said that, that's the proof that he prayed to the Father before he did any miracle. This was just the first time that he prayed in front of everybody.
Whoa. I got a question. Okay, so you said that before he did miracles, he always prayed. But
he would always speak to the Father, to be clear.
Okay, I got you.
Which is the same thing.
I got you. I get what you're saying. So, according to him, what we see in John 11 is that Jesus would always pray, and then he extrapolates from that and says, well, this applies to all miracles. But when we were in Luke 6:46 earlier, and Jesus says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, but not do what I say? He's like, I don't see anybody saying that, therefore it never happened. Do you see the double standard here?
What's the double standard?
He wants to extrapolate from John 11 and say, Jesus is always praying before miracles. But when Jesus says in Luke 6:46, you're calling me Lord, Lord, he says that doesn't work because I didn't hear anybody say
I get it now.
Double standard.
I get it now. So let me show you why I'm superior to this white man. In that verse, it says,